I'm gonna set this on replay because I know I'm gonna receive a phone call in a minute. So, oh shoot, that's what happened. I keep knocking this shit. Alright, greetings, Divine Gullah family. I know y'all like, damn, you know, where Gullah at? Gullah is here, you know. Like I told y'all in the beginning, you know, a while back, you know, I got a lot going on. You know, I'm in school, 2 different schools at that, for 2 different types of things that is going to combine into one. So it's a lot of learning that I'm doing, and you know, getting things together. So we are going to tap in. Um, as I got from the channeled portion of, you know, me coming in to, you know, do my opening and see what's going on with the collective energy and stuff like that, I received the message that, you know, there's a relationship that somebody has been in. This relationship was a toxic relationship. It was not a healthy relationship. This could be a relationship with a parent, a parental figure. This could be a relationship with siblings. This could also be a relationship with, you know, friends, or, you know, cousins and family members, or, you know, just complete strangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, relationships can turn into different types of things. But you never want to hold on to negative relationships. And sometimes some of us hold on to negative relationships because we feel like that is the best that we can get, or that is what we deserve. But I encourage you all, if you have not, and if you are in something toxic, something that is negative, something that is not feeding your highest good, I encourage you to walk away from it. I encourage you to find yourself so that you know what it is that you deserve, and you begin to call that into yourself. Do not continue to allow negativity to rule your world, okay? You are what you allow in your universe, all right? Remember that. So basically what's going on and what I got is that, you know, whoever this person is, if you have not already came out of this relationship, or if you are freshly coming out of this relationship, again, it does not matter whether it is a parental relationship, whether it is siblings, whether it is family, cousins, aunties, uncles, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter the title that the person may hold. If y'all got somebody in y'all life that is mistreating y'all, doing y'all wrong, making y'all feel some type of way, release those people so that y'all can move on and receive what it is that you need. You don't deserve to have people in your life, you know, mistreating you and doing all type of things and saying all type of things, and you just keeping them there like that's all you deserve, or, you know, that's just what, you know, they give. You know, people apologize and shit like that, but once you say something messed up to me, I'm gonna let that be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna let it be what it is, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna try to change you. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm gonna let it be what it is. So for whoever is in a toxic connection, or was in a toxic connection, just came out of toxic connection, you've been working on yourself, or, you know, you've been working on what it is that you need to change by pulling yourself away from people. Keep doing that. Keep allowing yourself to change. Shit hurts. Sometimes you may love a person so much to where, you know, you walking away from that person may hurt you real bad, but you deserve better. You deserve to be free. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be in the energy that is for you. So be okay with walking away from people, all right? Some of us stick around in shit that we do not deserve or should not be in, because we feel like we love that person, or, you know, we've been with this person for so long. If you deserve better, regardless of how long you've been there, leave, all right? Just leave. Start over. Starting over is hard. It's not as easy as it may seem or sound. It is hard. Sometimes the shit is scary too. But if you need to start over, start over. Create that space for yourself to be able to do so, okay? And then allow yourself to heal from whatever it is that you may be going through or experiencing. So let's, you know, that was the channel portion. Let's get into the reading and see what went on with the collective. This is a collective reading. Anyone sending any type of negative energy for any reason at all will be sent back to the sender 1,000-fold. Greetings. It is just a collective reading. Basically, I am going to pull on the collective energy that I am given to give whatever messages needs to be given to whoever they need to be given to, my love. I channel, but I use the cards to show you guys along the way. What is the collective message? What is the message here for the collective? I'm telling y'all. So like I said, you know, some of y'all may be coming out of something negative, or coming out of the energy of feeling like, you know, y'all been going through a lot of hard shit, tough times, but that is going to change. The sun brings happiness. The sun is something that we all don't always feel shines upon us a certain way. But whoever you are definitely coming into more pleasing times, more happy energy. Things are going to change for you the way that you've been manifesting them to, but they are going to be greater than your manifestations. So allow that shit to come into yourself. Whoever you had to release, you made space for this to come in. We have the King of Cups that comes out next. So this is somebody who could be emotional, or you could be emotional. Water sign energy, you know, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But this is, you could learn how to master your emotions through, you know, your happiness. Some of y'all could have really been going through some shit that, you know, had y'all snapping off at people, or, you know, not wanting to be around people, or just wanting to be by yourself and not really understanding it. And that's because you had some energy and things that you needed to clear out. But once you begin to clear that out, you are finding happiness, and you had to release some emotions and feelings to get there. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't always going to be easy. The road is not meant to be easy. It is meant for you to learn from. It is meant to show you your greatness. It is meant for you to walk in the energy of knowing who you are. You cannot let your situations that you go through in life define you. You are not defined by your situations. You are defined by how you overcome the motherfuckers. You defined by how you make it, how you continue to move forward. You're defined by how you love and what you give after people may come into your life and do you wrong and mistreat you and stuff like that. That is what defines you. You're not defined by your obstacles, or, you know, how you were raised, or, you know, how you came up as a child. That does not define you, because even though you may come up in a messed up setting or situation, you still have the power and ability to change yourself, so that what it is that you are creating and calling into yourself is what you are deserving of, and not what you saw growing up. Okay, that's somebody else's karma. Some of us be too quick to take on what does not belong to us. We take on this. I really feel like this shit got to do with family, and, you know, someone's family. Either you and somebody that you're dealing with, you grew up with. Again, could be parents. It's an issue here with, you know, your parents. You could feel like you suffered because of your parents, or whatever the case is, but you understand that, you know, you are not your parents' mistakes, or you are not your parents' doing. So you decide to forgive them. You decide to give understanding where understanding needs to be, and you continue to move on. You continue to allow yourself to just do what it is that you need to do. Okay, so it is hard. It's hard to accept. It is. But once you accept it, it is not just about accepting it either. Once you accept it, you really got to act on it. You got to understand it. You got to really forgive people. But it takes a person to come from a place of true divine understanding to forgive somebody who has done wrong to them, who has messed them over, who has mistreated them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a strong person to experience that. So when people are experiencing that, and, you know, you continue to grow, there's obstacles and things that you face that you are able to make it through, but you forgive those that have done you wrong. You forgive those that have smiled in your face and told you they love you but stabbed you in your back. You forgive them. People ain't to necessarily say that you got to deal with them and keep them in your circle, but you forgive them for you, and then you allow yourself to move on so that you can continue to be better for you. They gonna get what it is that's coming to them and what they're deserving of. You know what I'm saying? So it is hard, but it's a journey worth taking. I can say that. Okay, what other messages are here that the collective needs? Gratitude. So we got a Queen of Pentacles. So whether you're masculine or feminine, we got somebody here who is all about their business, and that is how you are getting your come up. When somebody hurt you, or this person, these people when you were hurt by these people, the places, things, whatever the case is, you took that shit, and instead of you becoming negative and nasty towards other people, you decided that you were going to be better. You decided that you were going to use that and fuel that so that you can create what it is that you desire. You are creating businesses, you are entrepreneur, you are creating legacies that the people that you had these experiences with will never be able to create. And it's simply because of who you are, okay? So allow yourself to, just continue to do what it is that y'all are doing when it comes down to walking away from, shit that is not serving you. It's hard, but you got to walk away from it so that you can come into what it is you're deserving of. Some people have, what they consider to be not so great, childhoods. And then when we become adults and shit like that, we have different options and choices to see what our parents and those other people did, and we got the option to do differently. When you do differently, you boss the fuck up, okay? That's just what it is. You boss up. So, you did this through your emotions. You pulled through this shit. So, I mean, I get it. Sometimes our family is the ones that, we think gonna give us the stability that we need, and they gonna be there for us and have our back like we would have theirs, but they don't always do that, and you gotta make peace with that shit and continue to move forward from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. It's okay because you can get through it. It's okay because you don't have to be stuck in it. It's okay because you can overcome it. So it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Continue to do what it is that you need to do. The shit was disappointing to you. Whoever you are, it disappointed you to realize and to see that your family is the way that they are. And however old you may be, however young you may be, you are looking at them people in your family and like, damn, like this is not who I want to be or who I want to continue to be. And it's okay for you to say that. It's okay for you to realize the shit you grew up in is not for you and to move away from it. That's how you better yourself. That's how you break generational curses. You do what other people were afraid to do so that you can be better, okay? Ashe. What other messages are here for the collective? What else is it that they need? Gratitude. So we have the Four of Cups. So there's definitely choices, options, and decisions that you are being given at this time, or you are going to come into. If you are coming out of the energy and into your happiness, I feel like I'm talking to sets of people because of the simple fact that some of y'all are at the beginning of it, some of y'all are, going through it and making it, and then some of y'all are at the end, so where y'all already went through a lot of what I'm speaking on. Like, y'all already did the work for that shit. If you've already done it, then it's for you to understand that what you have going on is going to definitely work out for you. Be mindful of what you choose, especially with the options here. Be mindful of your choice. Be mindful of what you allow people to pour into you, because you hold a cup. You allow them to pour into you, and then you pour into them. That's hard. I just started a business and just went through a rough patch with my family, but working on myself has helped me so much. Hell yeah. It's definitely going to help you, you know what I'm saying? Because it empowers you. It shows you a different side of yourself. It shows you the piece of yourself that you didn't even know you had inside of you. You know what I'm saying? So it is hard, but and I'm going to say some of us lose everything, but to lose everything to gain your divine peace and happiness, and when I say everything, I mean people included. Some of us have to walk away from people, places, and things that we thought were going to be there for extended periods of time. Like, we thought this was going to be our life, and then your life changed, and now it is a certain way. It's different than what you thought it was going to be. The hardest shit is to accept that and then continue to move forward and change yourself and heal yourself and allow you to be a greater you. You know what I'm saying? So continue to do it, because obviously you've been doing it because you understand the hardness in it. I tell everybody, I will never lie to a person and say, oh, this is an easy journey. Spirituality is easy. To learn yourself is the hardest shit you will ever have to do, because we were programmed against it, okay? So when you choose yourself and you choose self-love and you don't let people walk over you and you don't let the fucking world tell you how people should treat you because you know how you should be treated, That's when you where you supposed to be at. That's when you wake up and you realize, no, I'm more than what they've said. I have more than what they've said. And you begin to walk in that shit. I'm glad I can speak to you, Tappy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here to help the people. I'm just a messenger. I tell everybody, I've been telling people for years, I'm just a messenger. But it is a pleasure to be able to, you know, help people and just basically give confirmation where confirmation is sometimes needed. Sometimes we want to hear things outside of ourselves just to know that you're on the right path, you where you're supposed to be, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all keep going, just keep going. It's gonna get better once you get down to, you know, stripping yourself from everything and everyone. All you can do is build yourself up to be a better you. You know what I'm saying? So when you begin to build yourself up, just be mindful of the type of blocks and shit that you begin to build with when you begin to renew you. Be careful of who you let come and lay foundation. Be careful of how you allow people to speak to you. You understand that that's something that you walked away from. If something slightly, you know, remind you, like, let's say that you clear yourself out and your energy away, and then you go and meet this person, and this person has energy that reminds you of your past energy that you walked away from. It's a test. It's a test to see whether you're going to fall into it or you're going to release it and let it go and allow what's better to come into you. I would recommend you getting more in touch with your spirituality by getting to know yourself. I'm not religious. I like to tell everybody that shit. I don't knock nobody for being religious, but I'm not religious. But I do use certain quotes to help understand certain things. The Bible says to know God is to know thyself. So in order for you to know God, you have to have a personal relationship with yourself. It doesn't tell you that you got to go to church every Sunday or Saturday and, you know, you got to open the Bible just to have a relationship with God. It says to know God is to know thyself. So you need to get to know you personally, like you would get to know a person that you're in a relationship with, or you would get to know your child. You know, if you're a parent, or how you would get to know, you know, something that you are highly interested in. You know what I'm saying? Like, connect with you on that type of level. Connect with you on a level to where you fascinate you. Connect with you on a level to where you're okay with your energy, with you being alone and you not needing anyone else. Connect with your soul through you. Don't look for the answers outside of yourself. You may have questions and you may need a little, you know, assistance here and there, but I would advise you to trust yourself. Connect with you and who you are, so that way when you connect with you and you begin to know you and you love yourself unconditionally, you begin to connect closer to the divine creators, to the energies that created us. You connect back home to self. Okay, that's how you get into yourself. I would never tell somebody to go find it in a church, or, you know, in a religion, or what, or even spirituality. You got to find it in yourself. So you search self for whatever it is that you want to, you know, change and reevaluate yourself, so that you begin to align and love on yourself. The things that you feel like you dislike about you, begin to love it about you. Love who you are in every aspect of yourself, regardless of how you feel about your so-called flaws, okay? Because your flaws are also what make you beautiful. They're a part of you. So is your shadows. So, you know, people be like, oh, you know, I'm a good person. Everybody got good and bad inside of them. You just have the choice. Free will. You have the choice on how you act and operate, and then you are held responsible for that shit. But everybody got it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just connect back with yourself. Build a personal relationship with you, so that you understand who you are. A lot of us are spending time out in the world fascinated by shit that is not going to help us in the end. You can save you by learning you, by knowing you, by tapping into your divine power, by being who you were called to be, by unlocking only what you can unlock inside of self. Okay? I hope that answers your question, creative. What else is here for the collective? Is there anything else here? So y'all got the Queen of Swords. So I mean, you definitely got clarity coming in. You're figuring things out. You're somebody who is very nurturing, and you know you give to a lot of people. You know you are always someone. No matter how wrong somebody did you, you gave. Even when you shouldn't have, you gave. Even when you didn't have to give, you found a way to give. You know what I'm saying? You are somebody who is always giving, and that's why you have greatness coming back into yourself. But the people that may still be in your energy, or the people that you cleared out of your energy so that you can be greater for you, continue to release them fully, so that way you are able to, you know, call in what is yours and receive it without the blockages. Because when we still got these people in our energy, they can hold up what's for us. Meaning that if you are supposed to be the first billionaire in your family, you won't get those billions if you are still dealing with those same people that's draining you. If your prayer is to not be drained and to not be robbed of what is for you and to receive what's for you, when you get from around those people that is just taking, and you really understand why you had to leave from around them, no hate, no love lost, nothing like that, you are definitely able to receive your millions. You are able to level up to the status that you have been waiting on, or that you are more than deserving of. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the people that we be around, talk to, you know, shit like that, even if we talking to somebody we shouldn't be talking to, they can block and hinder what it is you have coming into yourself. Okay, getting to the point of wedding the toxic people out of your life is a hill of a hurdle. Then it is struggle of being all alone and good with yourself. I mean, I get what you're saying, Tappy. I feel like when it comes down to, you know, being all alone, it could be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. Reason being, some of us, you know, get alone and we become alone, and then, you know, we like being alone, because I enjoy my fucking alone time, and I'm a mother, you know what I'm saying? I also equally love spending time with my kids. Like, I spend more time with my kids and my family than I do by myself when I'm not working. Let me say it like that. When I'm not working, I'm always surrounded by family. Even when I'm alone, I'm surrounded by family. I can be doing my own thing, but I'm surrounded by family. Family is always going to be around me. My tribe is always around me. But when it came down to me needing to clear out people who did not, you know, need to be in my life, I hold no grudges. I had to walk away from my mom, my dad, some of my siblings. I had to walk away from my ex-husband. I was married. I divorced. I walked away. I became a single mother because I knew that I deserved better. The shit wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all, but it was something that I had to do so that I could come into who I am now, so that I could elevate, so that I could get to where I needed to be at. It is hard, but when you do what it is that you need to do, it is well worth it. But it's definitely, it's, I wouldn't, being alone, I enjoy my alone time because I love being by myself. And you know, if you would have asked me at first, you know, when I first left my ex-husband, you know, do I enjoy being alone? Like, I've been with that man for a very long time. And you know, it was never me by myself. I've always been around family, you know, always been tribal and shit like that, but I've also been married, so it's different when, you know, you're used to something and then you got to go to something else. But you make peace with it by understanding why you are alone. If you understand why you are alone, it won't be lonely. If you understand that you are by yourself because you refuse to allow people to come into your life and mistreat you, you won't be alone. If you feel like, you know, you allow yourself to understand that, you know, the relationship that you was in, you had to walk away from because you and this person was together for 6 years, and this person told you that they were going to do things that never happened in 6 years. So 6 years should be enough time for you to understand that this is not the person that you thought they were, or, you know, whatever the case is, but you got time to evaluate. But when you do things from understanding and not just emotion, because the King of Cups represents emotion, when you do things from emotion and understanding, you are able to maneuver differently versus just moving out of emotions, which is why it is very important to heal yourself after connections. It's very needed to take time away from, you know, a connection that you may be in. You know, after you break up with somebody, don't get right back in another relationship in the next month or two. Give yourself some time to understand what happened in that relationship, whether it was with the masculine or the feminine or both. And 9 times out of 10, it's always both. Sometimes it may be one person more than the other, but it is always both. And I say that because of the simple fact of, we be like, oh, well, you know, you didn't ask a person to come into your life and, you know, mistreat you and this, that, and the third. But some of us also see the signs. A lot of us see the signs of a person, you know, not being who we thought they were. But again, because of the beginning message, some people accept things because they feel like that's the best that they can do, when it's not. They can do better. It just has to be a personal choice to do so. So when you move from understanding it, the you know, the loneliness and all of that shit is out the window. It becomes enjoyable. You enjoy being by yourself. You enjoy working on yourself and doing what it is that you need to do, because when you find the person that you are actually supposed to be with and connected to, that shit makes it all worth the while, that you had to be alone, that you had to work on yourself, that you had to find out who you were so that you could get all that you were deserving of, so that you could remove who didn't deserve you. When you get there, you look back and be like, well, damn, you know, I did all that and I experienced all that, and I didn't think I would make it or get through it and this, that, and the third, but you do, and stronger than ever. With a whole heart, not a broken one, not one that still got cracks and shit inside of it, a whole heart. Being alone ain't always bad. It ain't always bad. I'm telling you, I've been alone for a while, you know, dated a little bit after my ex-husband, and I healed myself and still been going through my healing journey. That shit had allowed me to know too, sometimes, nope, you ain't ready yet. You still need healing that you need to do. You still need to go through X, Y, and Z, step back. So I've cut off connections and stuff like that because I still needed to heal. I still needed to work on myself. I wasn't ready. Especially if somebody come in my life exhibiting some old energy, oh shit, I ain't cut that off properly. Let me go back and, you know, recut that cord, or let me go back and cleanse my energy and make sure I'm, you know, removing that energy from me so that I'm not manifesting it back into my life. Understanding with, you know, situations and obstacles, it's a beautiful thing because it comes out differently. It shows up differently for us all. And it pushes us into a beautiful outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what obstacles we may face, it is a beautiful outcome at the end of it all. When you go through what you're supposed to go through and you stand in it. And when I say stand, I mean stand. Tornado can be blowing, you know, all type of shit going on. But you can stand 10 toes down. You can stand for you, and you can stand on you like ain't nobody never did before. If nobody has ever stood for you, you stand for you, and teach them how to stand. So that when they do leave or you leave, you're not the one that feels the loneliness. They feel it because they feel the emptiness of a presence that was immaculate, one that was, you know, something they'll never receive again, because you are a genuine being. You came in their life with love, understanding, peace, and you just wanted to help build. If they don't want to give you what you want and they don't meet you where you're supposed to be mad at, you got to make peace or walking away. It's okay to be alone sometimes. It is. It may suck because motherfuckers want to cuddle and, you know, get cheeky and shit from time to time, but You would rather want to do that shit with the right person versus just continuing to allow people to come into your life and into your sacred spaces and drop off negative ass energy that's going to linger once they're gone. Their energy still lingers with you after they're gone. You don't want that. All right. Pay attention to what's hidden so that you see where you need to go at and you get there. All right. But you got the cup and people pouring into your shit. People is going to start giving you what it is that your heart truly desired. And again, this is your clarity. This is what you were searching for. This is what you did all the hard work for. This is why you had to shed all them tears and, you know, you had to release what it was that you needed to release. You know, this is why you had to go through those things so that you could be where you're headed or where you are now currently. You know what I'm saying? Like, you worked hard to get here. You worked hard to be, you know, a person that deserves happiness. You worked hard to see you other than how people told you you were. Somebody could have tried to paint a picture for you and you've been like, nah, fuck that. That ain't my canvas. That's yours. I got my canvas right here and my picture don't look like your picture. So I'm going to just rock with mine instead of yours. You take your picture. I'm going to take mine. To each his own. But you ain't letting nobody else paint them pictures for you. You paint them on your own. You paint them for yourself. So sometimes it is hard. It's hard to walk away from the people that you know, grow up with. It's hard to walk away from the people that you may feel, you know, are a part of you, a deep, major part of you too. Sometimes it's very hard to walk away from those people. But when you walk away, like I said, with understanding, knowing that you have to leave, sometimes you outgrow a situation. Like, you know, it's a connection that I had, and, you know, me and this person, we stopped talking because I chose to end the connection. And I didn't have nothing against the person. It's simply the fact that we're not kids anymore. So I don't want to have a childlike mindset. I want to be an adult because I am a mother. I'm an example to my children. So I need to be somebody who is making decisions and choices that are going to work out well for me. If I keep choosing messed up relationships, when my kids grow and they get into their own lives, they're going to have fucked up relationships because I was the example. I refused. So I had to walk away. It is hard, but shit, you got to choose you. I chose me. And it was the best decision I could have ever made in my life. And I didn't just choose me with my ex-husband. I chose me with my family. I chose me with my friends. I chose me with, I've always been gifted. I'm a channeled person. I channel messages for everybody that I encounter face to face, or, you know, just encounter, whatever the case is. I've always taken loads off of people unbeknownst to myself. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just helping people because I'm that type of person. I love to help. So I knew that, you know, by me communicating with people and conversating with people that come into my life, I was helping them. Didn't know what all I was taking on. I had to leave jobs and all that too because I had to choose me. So it's time for whoever I'm talking to choose self. You got to choose you over your mother, your father, your sisters, your brother, your uncle, your cousins, your friends, your neighbors. It don't matter who it is. Don't let nobody hold no value over your head to make you feel like their energy and their presence in your life is greater than your own. Your presence in your life is the greatest presence that you can have, because in order for you to be connected with the divine, you got to be connected to yourself. It don't tell you to be connected to your neighbors and shit like that. It ain't say to know God is to know your neighbors and, you know, your cousins and your auntie and them, and it don't say that. It said to know God is to know thyself. So your journey is a personal relationship back to self, to get to know who you are, so that you can, you know, have that divine family, the people in your life that love you, the people in your life that show up like they want to be there, and not the ones that show up because the opportunity is right, not the ones that show up because you got a good word and they stressed out, not the ones that use you for what it is that you have inside, leave you feeling empty in the end. You ain't got time for that, okay? So whatever relationships, whatever people you may have to walk away from, simply make peace with walking away from them. They will be okay. And trust me, you will too. You will elevate in a way that you never understood you could. I'm a living testimony. Tonio Omari said it best. You know, I've been just listening to that song. You know, that's like I told y'all in the beginning. You know, I'm not religious, but certain things I do, you know, still listen to or still rock with. Anything that will uplift my spirit and allow me to understand that I am not the lows but the highs. I'm fucking with it, okay? And I ain't talking about getting high off no shit like that. I'm talking about understanding that I deserve to be, you know, who I am created to be. I deserve to be more than what they told us we are. We deserve to be the kings and queens and gods and goddesses of the fucking plane, because that's who we are. We're not just the workers. We're not just the servants. We're not just the builders. We are the fucking creators, and the creators are who? Ashe. I send you all peace, love, and light, y'all. If y'all got any questions for me, feel free to hit me up. Y'all can send me an email. Y'all can also still text me at the number. I think it should be in the description. If not, I'll double check it. But it's 478-910-9099. If you got any questions or whatever the case is, if I can be any assistance to you, let me know, okay? I send you all peace, love, and light until tomorrow night. Continue to be great and elevate each and every day along your path and your journey. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Gratitude for all the questions, the comments, and y'all coming to rock with your girl, all right? It's been nice. I see y'all tomorrow. Y'all continue to be great and elevate now. You know, don't let nobody stop y'all from where it is y'all going. If you got to leave somebody behind, leave them. It's all right. My pleasure, my love. My pleasure. It's all right. You know, sometimes you don't want to leave a person, but you got to, because it's written. You know what I'm saying? Like, you either let them hold you back and you wonder why you ain't moving forward, or you let them go and you move forward like it was intended to. You know what I'm saying? But it's all up to you. Free will. We all got it. Ashe. Peace, love, and light. See y'all soon.